Ospiti. Cominciamo con Jeffrey Katzenberg. Hayek. Antonio Banderas. E regista Chris Miller. Allora, buongiorno, a nome di Universal Pictures, benvenuti
Buongiorno.
alla conferenza stampa del gatto con gli stivali. Io vi ricordo che il film uscirà il 16 dicembre in almeno 400 schermi. Io vi darò subito la parola, vorrei solo chiedere al regista Jeffrey Katzenberg qual era la responsabilità di portare sullo schermo un personaggio così amato. Questo è il primo spin-off dei film DreamWorks così atteso, con un personaggio fortissimo. Quindi come è nata questa idea e, visto il risultato fantastico, se possiamo sperare di vedere tornare qualche gatto su questo tetto che scotta, insomma. Poi vi diamo la parola.
No, for you, no. In the second Shrek movie, there was this incredible moment when this cat came flying into the movie and landed. When he landed, he said, push that button. No. Fear me if you dare. That's what he said. And a star was born. And I think from that moment on, it was destined that he would have his own movie. And fortunately, we had Chris Miller, who has been part of the creative team on the Shrek franchise for 10 years and had directed one of the Shrek movies himself, who loved this character most of all. And so he really wanted to take on the responsibility of giving Puss his own movie.
Chris vuole aggiungere qualcosa rispetto a aver portato sullo schermo un gatto così affascinante, il miglior gatto dei tempi degli Aristogatti.
Probably before you answer that, though, Chris, we must have an admission here. How many cats do you own?
4 almeno, 4-5 almeno. Sì, bisogna contare se quelli della zia contano, questo è il punto, è un dibattito. 6?
How many?
8, vabbè, mi vergogno a dirlo in pubblico.
So his objectivity.
Vero. Prego.
All right, Chris.
Okay. What was the question again? Okay, I remember. Well, I mean, first of all, it was having worked on the Shrek films and being a part of many of them, and knowing we had this great character that Antonio had created, he had nurtured, he had empowered. It was a very liberating experience for me personally to direct this movie, because we had this great creature, this great character, and just pulling him out of that universe and having the chance to just create an entire world, something very different from the Shrek films, but a complete reflection of the character that Antonio created. So much of that part of the process was already there before us, even before we wrote the story. We knew it was going to be a big film, an epic film, a colorful film, bold and romantic and sweeping and sexy, and we had all that even before we, had written one sequence. So it was a thrill from the beginning.
Betty Giuliani.
La domanda è un po' per tutti. Ultimamente c'è una tendenza nei film che arrivano dall'estero, parlo di Kaurismäki, di Godegaian, abbiamo visto dei bellissimi film nei quali si punta sulla fratellanza come soluzione ai mali del momento, alla crisi, all'immigrazione clandestina. In questo caso il gatto col fratello uovo, malgrado quello che gli combina, insomma lui dice sarai fratello per sempre, quindi anche qui c'è questo sentimento di fratellanza. Ecco. Volevo sapere come la vedevate voi questa come soluzione alla crisi mondiale nel contesto, insomma, grazie.
Why do I have to respond to the political questions? I didn't see any political issues actually in the relationship between an egg and a cat. Though we may probably find it, I know, Chris. There's a lot of layers to this movie. Explaining, if we go back to the beginning of the participation of il gatto con gli stivali in Shrek, we see that he came as an assassin to kill the ogre. But immediately he got hooked by this group of three crazy people, Fiona, Donkey, and Shrek, because he there finds something that he never had, which is a family. In this version, we learn why he's so fond actually to friendship. He was an orphan, and he was raised in an orphanage, and actually he was the victim of the bullies in this orphanage. So he made a team with this egg that at the same time has been bullied, and create in some strange way a sense of family. Many different circumstances happen after. Because the movie, besides being an entertainment, a huge entertainment, I would say, with tremendous amount of epic moment and adventure and comic elements, at the same time it reflects very much about friendship and treason, betrayal. And at the end, it reflects about forgiveness. I think my cat has a forgiveness for every sin. And maybe that is the only thing, to close my remark, that we should do in politics today, to have a forgiveness for every sin.
Emanuela Castellini, poi andiamo dietro.
Ah. I also think that it is very important brotherhood between countries, but more than thinking of the brotherhood between countries, to think about the brotherhood between human beings all together in the world. And I think when we think about brotherhood in that way and not in way of countries, when we remember that we're all human beings, instead of the divisions that are about territories or religion, that we can probably find a solution.
Emanuele.
Allora, di nuovo buongiorno. Per Antonio Banderas, qui nel Facebook c'è scritto sono molto più alto del gatto, e vabbè, questa è una cosa certa, però sono molto simile a lui. Allora io volevo sapere quali sono gli aspetti che la rendono così simile al gatto.
I don't know who said that in the press book. No, I adore this character. So much that I feel a little bit kind of embarrassed to say that I have things that he has, because this character is a character that is actually bigger than life. I am not as courageous as this cat is, and he has certain values that I don't. But at the same time, I say, yeah, it's true that they build these characters around us and around taking references of things that we have done before. So you may find that many people ask me all these days that we have this world tour, if there is something of Zorro in this character. Of course there is something of Zorro. He got a sword, he got a hat, he speaks with my accent, but he has also things of other epic characters. Robin Hood, played by Errol Flynn, and many characters that we have seen in that kind of swashbuckler department. What I love about him is all this dichotomy that represents a very strong, solid personality with a very huge voice. bigger than mine. You know, I created a voice just for him that is trapped in the body of a little cat. And that dichotomy, that contrast, that was an acting choice, I think is what is the source of comedy, is the source of the sweetness, is something that creates such a contrast that is interesting. Because the normal thing would have been just to provide him with a voice that is very little like this, just to speak like a cat, and then it's just no fun. But if you go, hello baby, goodbye Margarita, and it's just a little cat, it's just such a dichotomy that people kind of like that.
Abbiamo una domanda lì, prego. Sì, prego. Poi lì in fondo Barbara Scerna alza la mano.
Antonio, è una domanda tecnica. Perché se hai doppiato così bene in italiano non fai la conferenza stampa in italiano?
Because I don't have the lines of my answers here. It's also a very technical answer. No, mi piace moltissimo parlare l'italiano, ma allo stesso tempo io ho paura di sbagliare in italiano. That's why.
Barbara